Hey, thanks for watching. This is a part 3 video. In my part 2 video, I'll show you the parts, numbers, tools, things of that nature that you need. This is a part 3 video. In this part 3 video, I'm going to show you how to I'm going to show you how to replace those airline tubes on 2013 Sequoia, or actually 2012, for the rear air suspension. And why am I doing this? In part 1 video, I showed you how to adjust sensors on rear suspension. When I adjusted my sensors, the height of the vehicle changed, but left side, the driver's side, still 1 inch lower than a right side, even with a gas tank almost empty. So it makes no difference if the gas tank is full or the gas tank is empty. Still, left side, the left side that which is closer to the air compressor, which is right there, it's still for some reason lower than the right side. It makes no sense. So after driving for about half an hour, 40 minutes, I'm like, so what's going on? So I'm trying to figure it out, did research online, couldn't find anything, talk to the dealer, they don't know what's the problem, because there is no codes, nothing, everything seems to be working, but one side is lower. I was in a parking lot at a mall one time, and I noticed there was a Sequoia Platinum. So I looked at the rear of the vehicle and see if there is a difference in height like mine, and I didn't see anything, nothing was noticeable like at mine. So what I did is, after driving for 45 minutes, 45 to half an hour, I decided, what if I measure the temperature at the solenoid, at that location right there, which goes to your left side, and then at this location that goes to the right side. When I measured, there was a temperature difference. How did I measure the temperature? Using this tool, infrared thermometer. After driving it, I measured temperature at this point, and I measured temperature at this point on the solenoid. The difference was 10 degrees difference between left and right. So the left side tube at this point was cooler, actually hotter, than the right side, if I'm not mistaken. Same thing with by the air spring, the connection right there. I don't know if you can, the connection right there. If the temperature was higher here on the driver's side than the temperature on the passenger side, let me zoom in. Temperature right there, using that infrared thermometer. So if the temperature is different, there has to be something, I'm thinking, I'm not sure. That's why I'm going to take it apart and see what is the issue, why is it that one side is low on the other. In part 2, I have the part numbers for all the O-rings, tools, everything that you need. So I'm going to take it apart, make sure the car is on before you do anything, because you don't want to be underneath the vehicle while you're disconnecting the lines, because it will crush you. Right there, as you can see, I have a jack stand on the left side, and I have a jack stand on the right side, same height. So whenever I disconnect the air tubes, I won't have to worry about crashing me. Jack stands, you know what I mean. Lift the car up a little bit, it doesn't have to be all the way up, because it's resting the jack stands right now. So this is it. So I'm gonna put the camera on a tripod or something else and start recording it so you guys can see it. So now I'm going to show you how to start actually taking it apart, and we'll go from there. Everything else, pull this out, press gently and remove it. Or this tool comes in as a big thing. You guys can see it. As you can see, screwdriver. So the tube came out undamaged. Now gotta get the other stuff out of that hole. So this is the piece that I was talking about. It has to be replaced. And there is the O-rings and all other stuff that got stuck inside there. There is O-ring. These are the parts that I purchased, that I showed you in part 2 video. That's the spacer. The little plastic spacer that I showed you. And there should be another O-ring up there inside somewhere stuck. Oh, yep, 2 O-rings came out. So right there, it's the same concept. So if you remove this, I'm not sure if you can see on the inside or not. Let me see if I can put it down. And you spread the SST tool inside a hole. And now I'm gonna remove those 2 bolts here so I can see inside what's going on inside there, you know what I mean? If there's any dirt or anything, I want to see what's going on. Why is it that more air is? I'm gonna put this thing back. Probably should remove this thing here too and double check. Actually screwdriver probably is the best tool in our case. Yep, screwdriver is your best friend. Nothing. Don't force it so you don't break the stuff. Right there, tube is out. Tube is out, so I will check, make sure it's not clogged up. Put some air through. Remove all that stuff. O-rings. There should be more stuff. Yeah, O-ring, and there is a spacer on the inside. So I'm gonna remove actually the solenoid completely. Slowly pull on this out, just like that. Don't force it, you don't want to break it. Then there is behind the retaining clip. Pull it off. So, and then just pull on it slowly. That's it. There is actually O-ring there. So right there, I'm not sure if you can see there's an O-ring. So that O-ring is gonna get replaced. So I'm gonna take this off, solenoid, and I'm gonna do some troubleshooting and see where is the problem. Why is my left side is lower than the right side? So the solenoid is out, as you can see right there. Sure, if I can shine more light. Oh, so solenoid is out. That main supply line, this is what I showed you, disconnect and integrate the supply. These are two ports out. One, this is to the right, this is to the rear, this is supply line. When I removed the tube from here, I showed you there was an O-ring. So I'm going to take a solenoid apart to see maybe there's 3 holes. This plate, see, maybe some of the ports are clogged up or something. Why is it that there's not much out there? Okay, very simple, basic design, as you can see. Very simple, straightforward. Not much to it. I'm surprised. I'm going to inspect the solenoid just to see if there is anything. So one, this part here allows you to raise. This is for your supply line, and it actually does something. I'm not quite sure what it does, but I think I'm gonna. For those of you that like to see a little bit better, maybe more details of the solenoid and inside, it's very simple design. There is holes, as you can see, at the bottom of the plate. There's not much on the inside there, just the openings. The back. Solenoid is very simple, just like any solenoids. These are electric actuated. You energize to open. When it's de-energized, it's closed. Right now it's enclosed, that's why when I disconnected one tube, it did not bleed the air out because it was closed. But if it was open, then it would have been letting air out from both air springs, from both sides. So I'm going to put it back together. So the next step, I'm going to put it together. I've already attached those clips. I'm going to lubricate everything, those things. This is the clip. This is going to be going in like that on inside there. But before I do, I want to lubricate. I want to push. So these are those plastic things between the two O-rings. So everything has to be lubricated with O2, not O2, MP multi-purpose grease. So I'm going to get 2 O-rings, lubing. I'm not sure exactly what order. The manual says you need. I'm going to lubricate this O-ring and put it on the inside. Lubricate well enough. Don't skip it. Don't be, So now O-ring goes there. I'm not sure if you can see it or not, but then I'm going to use a piece of cardboard to push it in. Okay, it's all in. Next step is to lube this plastic spacer, because it will go in. Spacer will be right between two O-rings. So I'm going to drop it. I'm going to use my cardboard to push it in, make sure it's all in the right order. Then I'm going to take a second O-ring, lubricate it with this multi-purpose grease. Same thing, drop it. Use my piece of cardboard to push it in. Double check. Then try not to damage. Push this thing inside there. And now we should be able to push the tube in. Yes, as you heard it click. Now it's in. So that's the order it should be done. So I'm gonna take, and I want to emphasize on this SST tool. So I guess the purpose of this SST tool is to jam it or force it on the inside of this plastic tube or clip, expand it so this thing forces those plastic tabs are being forced to stuck inside. You kind of forcing them, breaking them, and then you pull the tube out. But then to get this piece out, you gotta play around with it. So I'm not sure. I wasn't able to use it, so as I have shown you in my videos. So I'm gonna get underneath the vehicle, repeat the same steps, and put everything back together. After putting everything together, once it's all put back together, I started the car, removed underneath the jack stands, ran up and down, measured the height,